Kempire is brought to you by...
'Tis the season to be jolly, guys. Happy holidays for those that are listening to this new episode. But before you get into the episode, don't forget the Kempire After Dark live experience is returning to Washington, D.C. on Friday, January 24th for a special show. I know a lot will be happening that week, but hopefully we will be the ending to, the most wonderful ending to an interesting week. And don't forget, for Black History Month, the Kempire After Dark live experience will be returning as well for a third show at the Green Room 42 for the Kempire After Dark live experience on Friday, February 21st. Tickets are available for that as well. And special for this show only, there are live stream tickets available as well. More information on both shows will be available in the description notes.
You're listening to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network.
What's going on, guys? I know you all are surprised that we're doing a Kempire After Dark special. I'm calling it the after show for Real Housewives of Potomac. Excuse me. As you guys know, I was live earlier today with a special collab welcoming back our friends Grace Report and Layla Lynn. If you missed that recap, be sure to check it out from earlier today. Then we had another afternoon pop culture legal recap along with our friend over at allegedly Stephanie, breaking down some of the most pop culture stories, including Karen Huger's DUI, us talking about Luigi Maggioni. We also talked about Wendy Williams. We talked about Jay-Z. We talked about Diddy. We talked about the Tony Busby situation. So if you missed any of that, be sure to check out those two lives from earlier. Then, just a couple of hours ago, we were recapping Married to Medicine. So if you missed that, be sure to check that out. But I wanted, because I felt up to it, I had a little stew peas. Shout out to the Jamaican restaurant. I got a little food in me, and I was like, we didn't take any callers for our Real Housewives of Potomac recap. And also, we got a glimmer of the information in regards to what was edited out of this week's episode. Plus, I also wanted to talk a little bit about the episode. I did drop the call-in link for members already on the community tab on YouTube. So this is an opportunity for you guys to call in and share your thoughts. All right. Okay, so this week's episode, before we get to the Jazelle of it all. Before we get into Real Housewives of Potomac, someone just shared within our TikTok community that Aikisha Holly from Belle Collective, a show that we used to recap, but we stopped recapping, but now that she's announced that she will not be returning, it's more reason for me not to watch. It's more reason for me not to watch because she was probably like the only real reason to watch, along with a couple of other people. But I really just checked out of the show because it was becoming a little fake. It was becoming a little performative. And then this week I saw that they had that big brawl between the husbands. And I said, is this what the Carlos King production has turned into? Am I surprised? No. Look, no. Well, apparently, Aikisha was on Carlos King's YouTube channel, okay, and made the announcement that she would not be returning. So let me play the audio for you because I didn't, literally just got this a moment ago. So I'm going to play the audio for you guys. Okay, let me just play.
Step in. I am excited that Belle Collective has been picked up for another season. I got my pickup letter.
I know that's right.
We were excited about that, and we want to congratulate Carlos, and we want to congratulate the show. And thank you for allowing us to be a part of the platform. But unfortunately, we will not be returned. So just wanted to say that.
Y'all should see Carlos's face. Carlos is like gagged. He probably was also thinking because a lot of the people that come on his shows are desperate for attention, desperate for fame, desperate for the money, even though it's not a lot of money. His face is like, what? Okay.
So thank y'all and Merry Christmas. And our attorney has sent a letter to the attorneys of Kingdom Reign. So just want to let y'all know. Because I didn't want Carlos to find out any other way.
Well, listen, thank you so much for everything you brought to the
Pause. She didn't want Carlos. Aikisha did not want, from Belle Collective, for those that are just joining, she did not want Carlos to find out any other way. So she told Carlos, on his YouTube channel live as opposed to picking up the phone and texting him and calling him. Look, I'm not mad at it. The way that Carlos allegedly has to people all the time on reality TV, he needed a gotcha moment too.
Show, you
Thank
have
you.
a friend in me, a family in me as well. And anything you guys need, let me know. And as you know,
Pause. They don't need a damn thing from you. Willie and Aikisha do not need a damn thing from you, Carlos King. That's why he's so gagged. Okay?
anytime you want to return, the door will always be open for you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you for
Carlos.
having us. Merry Christmas to everybody, and thank
Same
you.
Much love to your beautiful
Good
family.
seeing you guys. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, they
Monday night, y'all.
Was that
Monday Night Live. That was an exclusive.
Oh,
He's like, that was an exclusive. That was like Star Jones on The View when she told everybody in the world that she was leaving the show live on television. Now he wants to turn it into, that was an exclusive. Sir. Yes, it was an exclusive in front of the entire world. That was their exclusive. Shout out to Aikisha and Willie. Because after I saw Willie try to almost get into a fight with these men, I said, what has this show turned into? What has this show turned into? Oh, Lord. Let me play it again for you.
Excited that Belle Collective has been picked up for another season. I got my pickup letter. And
I know that's right.
So she wanted to confirm that she was asked back. Okay, she was definitely asked back. She got her pickup letter. We reported to you guys that Belle Collective was renewed for another season. This is Aikisha. She's announced that she won't be returning to Belle Collective. She's confirming in this YouTube Live on Carlos' YouTube channel. Okay, Des said that Carlos' face was stuck, baby.
we were excited about that, and we want to congratulate Carlos, and we want to congratulate the show, and thank you for allowing us to be a part of the platform. But unfortunately, we will not be returned. So just wanted to say that. The colognes are done.
Carlos's face is frozen.
So thank y'all and Merry Christmas. And our attorney has sent a letter to the attorneys of Kingdom Reign. So just want to let y'all know, because I didn't want Carlos to find out any other way.
Well, listen.
What is Aikisha's astrological sign? Can someone tell me in the live chat? Do you guys know in regards to Belle Collective? What is her astrological sign? I need to know because I used to know it because we used to recap Belle Collective. Ooh,
And thank you so much for everything you brought to the show. You
Thank
have
you.
a friend in me, a family in me as well.
No, you don't.
And anything you guys need, let me know. And as you know, anytime you want to return, the door will always be open for
No.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you for
Carlos.
having us. Merry Christmas to everybody, and thank
Same
you.
Much love to your beautiful
Good
family.
seeing you guys. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, they
Monday night, y'all.
Was that
Monday Night Live. That was an exclusive.
Oh,
Yep.
I wanted to step
that was an exclusive. Face was cracked. He did not want to show it. He's like, she's a Leo? Oh yeah, I can see it. Boom. Look, boom. Now I would want to know. Now I want to know, Aikisha, what was the decision behind you deciding not to come back? Don't let me send her a DM. Do not let me send her a DM. Like, Aikisha, can you tell me what happened? I stopped watching the show, but I saw the fight recently. Is that why you decided not to return? Don't let me send a DM. Jasper says, please do. Don't start no trouble. She'll respond. Look. Anyways, guys, as always, don't forget to like the video. I just wanted to talk about that because people told me that news just broke tonight that Aikisha and her husband Willie from Belle Collective have decided not to return for another season, even though they did get a pickup letter, and she did it on Carlos King's Live. His exclusive. Oh, man. Anyways. This wasn't even about that. This is about you guys. And if you're a member of the channel, I've already dropped the call-in link for those that want to share their thoughts on this week's episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac. This is our official after show. As you know, we were live earlier today with my friends Grace Report and Layla Lynn. If you missed it, be sure to check it out. But that was really more about us catching up on the entire season. I did want to talk briefly. I'm not going to go through the entire episode. I'm just going to go through the things that stood out to me, and then I have to talk about the Jazz and Brands exclusive about what was edited out of this week's episode of Real Housewives of Potomac. All right? Deborah says, send a DM, Kempire. You know what? Y'all ain't right in here. Okay? Tia says they are a class act, which is why I'm surprised that they were still on the show. I was really surprised that they were still on the show. But maybe she stayed on the show because she had a greater purpose for Ferris Street. Remember, she actually came in with actual plans and movement for Ferris Street, unlike some people on the show. Okay. Data, I saw you all over YouTube today. I saw you on Heavenly's YouTube channel sending super chats. Data says, and then she went on to say, Merry Christmas to you all after gagging them like that. Dead. I saw you, Data, starting trouble, asking questions. Anyways. All right, so before we get to any of the callers, I do want to talk about some of the things that stood out to me in this week's episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac. All right, as you know, the beginning of this episode starts off with Jacqueline at, what's the word? Basically just dropping off some balloons at the Love Lagoon, okay? I mean, when we saw it, we thought she was being shady, but when you watch the replay, you hear what she says. I think Jacqueline is just cringy, so she fumbles her words, but Karen was not trying to hear her. I'm still going to stand on, I don't understand why Karen is giving Jacqueline so much fever when we know other people have done worse to Karen, but I get it. She was trying to help Jacqueline, stay on the show, but Jacqueline decided she was going to align herself with Mia, which I think was a stupid move, to be honest with you. I really don't think that we're going to see Jacqueline next season at all. I mean, especially after she came on this season looking so foolish. If you took advice, Jacqueline, from your friend Mia, that was not very smart. It was definitely less than smart. Okay? But she came in with good intentions. She said those 8 balloons represented the 8 citations that have been await, and she wanted to release those balloons so that Karen would feel lifted. I wonder how she feels now, though, after watching the video footage of Karen in her DUI situation, the body cam footage. I wonder how she feels now. I think without a doubt you're going to see Jacqueline at the reunion, which I believe will be filmed after the holidays. Maybe, maybe not. Look, maybe, maybe not. Okay. Yeah, so before we get into more of the episode, I did want to say today's live show is sponsored by our friends over at Factor Meals. Yes, Factor Meals. As you know, on a day like today when this is our 4th live, I need meals that are ready to go in 2 minutes or less. And there are so many options, and they're even promising that you could possibly lose weight. Okay? So they say, ready to optimize your nutrition this year, Factor has chef-made gourmet meals that make eating well easy. They're dietitian approved and ready to heat and eat in 2 minutes so that you can fuel right and feel great no matter what life throws at you. Factor arrives fresh and fully prepared, perfect for any active, busy lifestyle. They say lose up to 8 pounds in 8 weeks with their Factor Keto meals based on a randomized, controlled clinical trial with Factor Keto. Results will vary depending on your diet and exercise. But they don't just have keto meals. They have Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, so many options for you guys. And I love their bonus options as well. So eat smart with Factor. Get started at factormeals.com/Kempire50off and use code Kempire50off to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's code Kempire50off at factormeals.com/Kempire50off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. More information on Factor Meals will be available in the description. Okay. What's going on, y'all? Look, Mama Ellie, you don't have to be here. You can go to sleep. You don't have to mod, okay? All right. Back to this. So we have the Love Lagoon. One of the things I did not get to mention earlier today when we were talking about the Love Lagoon was Ray. Ray was flirting with those mermaids. And I think normally after what we've seen, I think before, if we didn't see what we saw with Karen or the accusations for years or what we've heard of Karen, I probably would say, Ray, that is inappropriate. However, at this particular point, Ray, continue. The way that Ray was, he was like, I was going to get in there with you guys. The fins are off. The tails are off. And then when Ray had his arm around Jacqueline, he was escorting her out. She's like, Ray, don't have your arm around her. Just saying. Okay. Poor Ray. Like, I really felt for Ray in that video cam footage. I really did feel for him. Poor thing. So anything Ray does now, I feel for him. Okay. I feel for him. Anyways, so why didn't poor Kierna has a cheese allergy and ain't nobody care for her. There was no alternative for Kierna. So she was like, I guess I can't eat anything. Everyone's eating. Mind you, at these events, normally they don't ever have really time to really eat. But everyone's eating. Poor Kierna is sitting there unable to eat. And no one said a thing. No one said a thing about Kierna not eating. She couldn't eat anything. I guess maybe she's lactose intolerant. And she's like, does this have cheese in it? Yeah, they both do. I guess I won't be eating tonight. Ain't nobody care. Her own man didn't care about her. Can we talk about the cringy moment when Mia, first of all, Karen was giving Mia the business because she knew Mia was the one behind Jacqueline coming to her house. Apparently, Jacqueline doesn't even know where Karen lives. But when asked about it in the confessionals, Mia's just like, I wasn't me. Mia, look, Mia, it was you. Look, Mia, it was you. Okay? But then Mia gets in the pool. She apparently were they supposed to go swimming? I don't know if that was part of the invitation. And no one else had bathing suits. So Mia gets in the water. Mind you, Mia came to this event, a couples event, solo dolo. So she's the single person, even though she's not single, but she's in between husbands at this particular point, like in between jobs. She's in between husbands, and she gets into the pool, and she's just like twerking in the pool. I was like, this is inappropriate. This is why people say that she's declassing the show. Because of moments like this. You're the only single person here. Everybody is a couple, and you get in. I don't even think that was a bathing suit. That was her underwear. That was not a bathing suit. You get into the water, okay? You get into the water, and you are twerking. Dr. Wendy doesn't even know what to say. She's like, what is Mia doing? Look at me. Look at Mia. Look at Mia. Well, and then she says to Happy Eddie, don't look at Mia. It was so awkward, so cringy, like weird. Exactly. Data says that they weren't bikini bottoms. They were her regular underwear. Like, ew. And then my thing is, too, you got out of the pool and did what? Put back on your skirt and then left? Oh, okay, fine. Fine. Weird. For me, it's even weirder because she was there single. And maybe this was just her cringeworthy reaction because she came there without Gordon, without Ink. It was weird. It was definitely weird. But I have to say, Dr. Wendy Acefo really gives a lot of grace to Mia. And I'm not sure why, especially after what Mia's done to Dr. Wendy, but she gives her a lot of grace. And you saw that in this week's episode. She gave her a lot of grace. Okay. So, of course, that's how the episode of Real Housewives of Potomac started. And then we see them preparing to go to Panama. Speaking of Mia, I think Mia is trying too hard to make us believe that she's a good mom. And I'm not one of the people saying that she's not a good mom, because I don't know. We see a smidgen of their lives. But I always feel like in the scenes with her children, she wants to act as if she's a good mom. And maybe because of what some of the other ladies have said about her on the show and what people have said on social media. Maybe that's what she's doing, because even her interaction with her daughter, she's like, oh, yeah, you want to come help mommy pack? And he's like, oh, yeah, you always want to be by mommy's side. And I'm like, that's interesting. That's interesting, but okay. So, we see am I frozen? Why am I frozen? Not again. What is going on with this thing? Hold on, y'all. Let me switch this camera. There we go. I don't know why that happened a second time. Is Mercury still in retrograde? All right. For those that are coming, and we did talk about Aikisha quitting Belle Collective live on Carlos King's YouTube channel. So I did talk about that at the top. I will be dropping the call-in link for you guys. My camera's like, I'm tired. That's what the camera's saying. What happened? What did they just say? Kemp, you gonna send a courtesy call to Carlos? I bet he's still in the seat gooped and gagged. Come on. Yeah, Stephanie says, I thought it was my internet. My camera's done with me today. I don't know why. That's the second time in 1 week. It doesn't usually happen that many times in 1 week. But okay, it is what it is. All right, back to this though. Everyone thought it was their camera. No, it's mine for some reason. I don't know why I did that. I'm going to have to figure out what that is, but it's okay. Either way, back to this episode. Let me focus, because I have to remember the camera's here. All right. So the women start preparing, and they head on over to Panama. We see them meet up in the airport. It's awkward between Karen and Jacqueline. We see. I don't know. Here's the thing. Kiarna, when it comes to the rest of this group, I don't know if she's meshing well. I don't know how you guys feel about Kiarna this season. For me, as the season has progressed, it started off good. And I was like, oh, normally when you guys say that you want someone to become a full-time housewife, I'm not too sure about. And I have to say, after my conversation with Grace Report and Layla and their perspective on how she's moving this season and almost in a way to please her man, I was like, this is why you need other people's perspectives. This is why you need the female perspective, because I'm still a man. I know I'm gay, but I'm still a man. Okay, so I still probably don't. I'm a gay man, so I don't have that mentality that she's sort of like making herself small in order to bump him up. And not only is she making herself small in order to highlight him because he doesn't want her on the show, she's now coming across She's coming, I don't want to say boring. No, she's coming across boring. And it might be because of that. And it might also be part of the reason why she got that late, last minute notice that she was a full-time housewife. Maybe. And based on what we saw of Jazzy, I know we didn't love Jazzy's Mia math, but I will say Jazzy seems to be a little bit more on par for being potentially an interesting housewife. I didn't love the way that Jazzy moved this season when it came to her man, my man. But I definitely think that Jazzy would have been more interesting. Just saying. But maybe Kiarna would have been more interesting if she didn't placate to her man more. I don't know. Exactly. Tamara says she's living her life. And again, this is, I'm going to give credit where credit is due. Some of you were pointing that out, but today having the conversation with Grace Report and Layla made me go like, oh, so both of you feel like that's what she's doing. And I think that might be the reason why she's coming across a little bit boring, because she's sort of like downplaying who she really is in order to please him. And that might also be, remember, he doesn't love the fact that she got into that physical fight while filming this show. So she might be trying to play it safe where she's not being herself. Oh, damn, Kiarna. Look. Okay. So the women fly, and then they have that drive to the 2-hour drive to the resort. They're having their own kind of conversation in the Sprinter. And of course, Stacy and her man becomes a hot topic of conversation. I can't. And their Christian kiss. Sidebar. Apparently, things are heating up between Ashley and Jack Harlow, a.k.a. Josh Harlow. All right? Oh, damn. T says, or she might be boring, Kemp. I'm trying to give grace because I always remind you guys you're watching an edited show. Okay? Okay. Okay. Or she might be just be boring. I know. Okay, fine. All right. Someone asked who brought Kiana on. That was Dr. Wendy Acefo. I'm not sure if they really had like a deep friendship or they just used her to, when they bring on new housewives and things like that, they'll say that. But anyways, Ashley apparently is getting all the feelings for this new guy, Josh. And this new guy, Josh, she says the last, first of all, they slept together already. She revealed that. You know what I forgot to mention, and I'm going to mention it here. This is why I'm glad I'm doing this little after show. She said that he spent the night. I thought they had rules in regards to spending the night. If you are dating mind you, this is a new guy. This new guy spent the night at your house with you and the kids, unless the kids weren't with her that night and they were with Michael. She didn't clarify that. But we know that Michael barely has those kids, allegedly. So I was like, okay. But she said the last time she felt this way about a person was Michael Gullum. I was like, I don't know if she's being honest, but look, if she's happy, good for you, Ashley. Look, good for you. I did find it interesting, though, that Dr. Wendy feels as if, Ashley, you could do better. Really? Can Ashley do better? Like, Ashley's a beautiful woman, but personality for me is a big thing. Do you really think that Ashley could do better? Look, anyone? I did also find it funny that Dr. Wendy was like, is Jack Harlow actually accomplished? The fact that you know who Jack Harlow is, Dr. Wendy, means that he's accomplished, okay? The fact that you even know his name says to me that he's accomplished. You might not even know his song, but Jack Harlow is definitely accomplished. But the fact that you even know who that is already should tell you that he is pretty accomplished in the hip hop world. You know what I mean? So I thought that was funny. But the fact that she thinks that Ashley could do better, I mean, we could have said that about Gullum too, but. And look, Amani says Josh could do better, to be honest. Josh seems like a nice guy. Ashley, in preparing for the trip, she was, talking to her makeup artist, talking about how, the cheeks are going to be out. She finally feels comfortable to have the cheeks out. Your cheeks have been out, Ashley. What are you talking about? Your cheeks have always been out. I digress. So they're in this Sprinter for the 2-hour drive. And I told you guys earlier I was triggered by that because something happened when I went to Jamaica, a different place, where my sister told me that we had landed in Montego Bay. And then she was like, so now we're going to take the bus. And then she told me, I forgot how long it was. It was definitely like 2 hours plus. And I was upset because I was like, you didn't tell me this. I did not prepare mentally for this. Okay. So by the time we got to Mandeville, it was dark. We got there. I don't remember what time we got there, but I do remember waiting in line in Customs Jamaica was long. Look, it was long too. Anyways, exactly. Miss Beverly says cheeks were always on display. Just saying. Data says Ashley sits on pretty and seems like she doesn't put in effort. The thing is, she's not the girl she thinks she is. Damn. She's kind of weird. Like, she's a beautiful woman, but there's a weird energy about her. And it might be the reason why she was with Gullum, because he's weird too. All right. Kalani says, I would sacrifice a 2-hour drive to the resort for my own room if I were a housewife on that show. And they all end up getting their own rooms, okay? All right, let's get to the resort. So the room assignment. So Wendy was definitely shady with this room assignment. She was definitely shady with the room assignment. Fine. But everyone was going to get their own room. It seems like that's always impossible for this show. But everyone's going to get their own rooms. But she puts Karen and Jacqueline in the same villa. Okay? And then she puts Giselle and Stacy together. And of course, Stacy is so excited about it, and Giselle's like, oh my God. She's like, TJ doesn't want to sleep with Stacy. She was being funny. I don't think, I think she was just being funny. Anyways, the group dinner. Let's talk about this group dinner. So they're dancing with the devil. Fine. Then they talk about Jacqueline showing up with the 8 balloons. And Giselle points out, she's like, that's effed up. Why would you do something like that? She didn't even realize that was what happened at the time. And Jacqueline then further explains, and they flash back. And Jacqueline was redeemed when they flash back that she brought the 8 balloons not to be shady, but to sort of lift those up and, spread them throughout the sky. This is when Karen reveals, I've begun the process of pressing charges against you. She then says she's very concerned about the security of her family. You mean her and Ray? You and Ray, Karen? And then she says it's also illegal to release balloons. Mia had to remind her, you did this a few years ago for your parents. And Dr. Wendy's like confused. It's like, when did she become a part of the Environmental Protection Agency? All right. That's also when they ask about how in the hell did Jacqueline get Karen's address. She got her address because Mia gave it to her, despite Mia. Mia lies about everything. So are we going to really believe that Mia did not give Jacqueline the address? How else did Jacqueline get the address? You probably could have Googled it. But I did find it interesting when Mia was escorting Jacqueline off the property. She's like, she doesn't even own this property. She is renting. So she is in every right. It doesn't matter if you're a renter or an owner. If you show up on private property and they're the renters of this property, they could call the police on you. But I've digressed. The fact that Karen in this moment, especially after watching that body cam footage, talking about pressing charges against Jacqueline, when Jacqueline says, I did not have ill intentions. Okay, girl. Logan said production may have given Jacqueline the address. I still think that it was Mia. You saw how tickled Mia was when Jacqueline showed up? I still believe that it was actually Mia. Okay? I know we want to blame production for a lot of things, but I still believe that it was Mia. All right? Anyways, so Karen says she's in the process of pressing charges. I hope she didn't move forward with that because you're going to look real dumb. Okay, especially with what you're going through. The last thing that you need to be contacting your lawyer about is about a silly charge. Okay? Anyways, and also I just don't feel like it would go anywhere. Okay. All right. So this is when Giselle decides to call out Mia for what she said, which I found to be interesting because Giselle said the Love Lagoon was not the time or place to bring up what Mia said at Ashley's charity event. So she decided to bring it up here. And basically she's saying, I can talk about my children on social media any way that I want. And them sneaking in a boy is very in line with what teenage girls do. Okay? Then Mia doubles down. Instead of being apologetic about it, Mia doubles down on insinuating that these girls are loose and they're not perfect and you want to display the kids on social media whichever way that you want to display the kids. Well, the Jasmine brand had an exclusive earlier today that we briefly talked about during our recap with Grace Report and Layla Lynn, but I wanted to get into the details of it because it's pretty interesting. Because the Jasmine brand reports this in regards to what really went down during the filming of Real Housewives of Potomac in this scene. So the Jasmine brand says, it seems like there was way more to the verbal altercation between Gizelle Bryant and Mia Thornton. If you've been keeping up with the Real Housewives of Potomac this season, you saw that Mia called Giselle out for allegedly pretending to be, quote, perfect online while her daughters, Grace Bryant and twins, Adore and Angel Bryant, are actually going wild behind the scenes. Not wild. Mia revealed that the girls were, quote, sneaking in boys in back of the house during a trip to the Dominican Republic. Jazelle confirmed the allegations were true, but fired back at Mia for bringing children into their dispute. Well, insiders tell the Jasmine brand that Mia had much more to say about the podcaster's children than what aired. Allegedly, she called the girls whores, while they were filming. Sources tell the Jasmine brand she even Mia doubled down, repeating the insult aimed at the Bryant girls more than once as cameras rolled. The rest of Mia's comments, however, didn't air because she, Mia, and Jazelle allegedly begged production to edit them out. So both Mia and Jazelle begged production to edit them out. What? Look, what? So now when you think about what Dr. Wendy says in this moment, she's like, Jazelle, I feel like I just made a look and you gave me the business. But someone that you consider a friend, because that's Giselle's excuse. She's like, well, you and I weren't talking at the time. And I consider Mia a friend. Well, you would think that would give you a little bit more funk in your voice for your friend calling your child a hua. Right. What? And mind you, we're judging on what we've seen. And I think production, I don't think that Jazelle and Mia had to beg production to edit that out because they don't want this season to turn into what it's been turned into in past seasons. They want to kind of be light and breezy this season. But now that we know, allegedly, but I believe it. Because what was Mia trying to insinuate just by talking about the girls sneaking in boys? And I wouldn't put it past Mia allegedly calling these young women hooas. These two women that have gone on to HBCUs in college. Mind you, again, them sneaking in a boy, to me, is not a big deal. Not a big deal in the slightest. And that's exactly what Jazelle says. But Jazelle, I'm still looking at you with the side eye. If she had called your daughters hooas, and you gave so much fever to Wendy and Candace for making a face. And mind you, when you go back to that face, we don't even know what that face that they were making was definitely not in reference to specifically your daughters. But you decided to stretch that into something else. And mind you, if it was Wendy and Candace that had made those comments, she wouldn't have waited to the Panama trip. She would have iced them out from the beginning. She wouldn't even entertain that conversation. She wouldn't have even entertained a hug, a smile, or anything at the Love Lagoon. So we know the difference. This is why I always tell you guys, the narrative that they're trying to spin this season of Jazelle is just a narrative. It's not reality. In my opinion. Okay, Tiff says, I just came in and I'm already ready to say Mia has some audacity. Yeah, she does. Larry, thank you so much for the super chat. Larry says, where's Nene at with the, the ghetto? OMG. I don't know. Guys, don't forget, if you haven't already, this is a special night live that we're doing here on our YouTube channel, The After Show. I'm referring to it as because we did a live earlier today with the Grace Report and Layla Lynn. If you missed it, be sure to check that out. And also we did a collaboration with allegedly Stephanie, breaking down some of the pop culture legal things that are going on that you all have been waiting to hear a legal perspective on. Tabby says, colorism. She doesn't even realize she's doing it. Jazelle would have gotten Wendy fired for calling her daughters whores. Like, come on. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, the signs are there. And I told you at the top of the season when she sat down for that conversation where Dr. Wendy says a lot was said and a lot was edited out, they made that conversation make Jazelle look so prim and proper and lovely. But at the top of that conversation, Jazelle says, I don't want to talk about any isms. What you mean, isms? Colorism? I couldn't even entertain that conversation with Giselle, because already you don't want to see me. You already do not want to see me. So we can't entertain this conversation then. I told y'all. Look, I told y'all, but y'all don't want to listen to me. Y'all wanted to believe the hype. Giselle has changed. Has she changed? Nope. Look, nope. Guys, if you haven't already, again, be sure to like the video. Don't forget, you can hear audio versions of our live recaps on the Kempire podcast. Our recap with Layla Lynn and Grace Report, you can also hear the audio version right now on the podcast. We also recap Married to Medicine earlier today, so you will be able to hear the audio version of that tomorrow. All right. Little Eva says, no one ever accuses Karen of colorism. Well, go back to the live we just did on the body cam footage, because some of the things that Karen said, a lot of people are saying exhibited her own beliefs on colorism. Just saying. Little Eva, Giselle, is this you? Giselle, is this you? Why are you so against Giselle? Because I'm not falling for Giselle's new attitude this season. You showed us multiple years of problematic behavior. I'm not going to automatically think that you changed overnight, especially when you see an incident like the situation with Wendy and the fever that she gave Wendy and Candace for making a look. But Mia calls your daughter allegedly a whore, and you're okay with that? You didn't give her the same energy or fever? Okay. Oh, okay. Candace, Gabrielle, repeats what Candace said on the show. The line is always moving. It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. Guys, don't forget the Kempire After Dark live experience is returning to Potomac. Well, not Potomac, Washington, D.C. on Friday, January 24th. Meet and greet tickets are still available, and general admission tickets are still available as well. Check out the description for more details on our Washington, D.C. show. New York City, you're up after that for Black History Month. We're returning to the Green Room 42 for a special Kempire After Dark, a live experience. Go get your tickets for that, okay? And there is a live stream option for those that cannot attend, that are, international or in places I probably will never visit. Sorry. Just saying, because maybe there's a place in Bumble Nuck Nuck that's not ready for my kind of talk, okay? So more information on both shows will be available in the description, okay? All right. Damn, AD says Giselle is an undercover biatch. It's very clear. Is she? Is it really undercover? Look, is it really undercover? Okay. All right, I won't go there. I won't go there. All right. If you're a member of the channel, I have already dropped the call-in link on the community tab, live chat. Let's get to 250 likes, and I'll drop the call-in link for those that want to call in and share their thoughts on this week's episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac. All right, this really is for you guys in regards to sharing your thoughts. That's the only reason why I said let me go live, because I know you guys love talking about Real Housewives of Potomac, and you love to share your opinions, okay? All right. So members, I've already dropped the call-in link on the community tab. Live chat, I'll drop the call-in link for you guys once we hit 250 likes. So Mia, in the conversation at the table, gets emotional about what she's dealing with when it comes to Gordon. I want to feel sorry for her. However, I'm like, Mia lies so much, and she's used Gordon's mental health as her storyline and her excuses. It's hard to even feel sorry for Mia, but I will give Dr. Wendy credit because she does feel for Mia in this moment. Fine. Look, fine. So the next day we see that Karen is out having breakfast. Jacqueline comes out. She has one of the workers there try to take a picture. But then Karen offers to take her picture, and then Ashley takes the picture. To me, it was an olive branch, and I appreciate it because I was kind of getting over the whole Jacqueline and Karen beef, because it felt a little like bullying, and I'm only reason why I'm saying it's bullying is because I don't think that Jacqueline is equipped to go up against Karen, and it doesn't even seem like she's trying. So now that Karen just keeps coming for her, I'm just sort of like, Yeah, let's just move on. Let's just move on. Just saying. Then what else happened? Oh, so the final part of this episode, we see that Mia is speaking with her mom, and her mom lets her know that Gordon picked up the kids from their nanny. I guess they have a new nanny. Picked up the kids and brought them to their old nanny, who's like 4 hours away. But he had picked up the kids, saying that he wanted to spend time with the kids. I'm surprised that she didn't leave Gordon, the kids with Gordon. But fine. She left the kids with this new nanny. I feel like there's more to the story. I'm giving Gordon grace because Mia lies so damn much. I can't just go by what Mia tells us. So I feel like there's probably more to the story in regards to why Gordon did not want to leave the kids with this new nanny and brought the kids to the old nanny, which was like 4 hours away. Why was the nanny 4 hours away? Did she move? Because okay. Like, did she move? Like, okay, fine. Look fine. On my TikTok, immaculately curated says Mia is performative. That's just a nice way of saying that Mia is lying. So she gets emotional and upset. She's like, why did he, take the kids 4 hours away? She's concerned she doesn't know where the kids are at. I mean, I can understand that being a concern. I can definitely understand that being a concern. All right. Taria says Ink's the nanny. Do you think it was actually Ink? No, come on. Because no. Can you, if that's the truth, that wouldn't shock me. That would not shock me if that's what she decided to do, is leave the kids with Ink as the new nanny. Good. Yes. Danielle says that North Carolina is 4 hours away. That's where they used to live. So he drove 4 hours and dropped the kids off at this new nanny and then went where? I don't know if I believe it. I don't know if Mia be lying. I don't know if I believe it. Okay. 7 says that Gordon is the father of his kids. As far as we know, there isn't anything saying that he cannot take his kids as he pleases. Mia just talks without thinking about the facts of what she's saying. See? Agreed. Candace says they bleeped out the nanny's name. As they should. Like, we don't need to know the nanny's name. Was it Ink? Was it Ink? No. I don't think it was Ink. But if we find out later that it was Ink, wouldn't that make a lot more sense? Oh, yes, Jen. The kids were at Jacqueline's house. So maybe it was Jacqueline's nanny? Was it Jacqueline's sister? Remember but didn't they stop doing that? Auntie Eva, you would think we see each other. Auntie Eva says Jacqueline's sister was the nanny and she was allegedly convicted of a crime and sentenced last year. So which nanny? Look, because Jacqueline was there when Mia was on the phone with her mom about the kids. Khadijah, thank you so much for the super chat. Khadijah says, "Happy holidays, Kempire. When is the next time you're going to going live with Brooke Ashley and Taria?" It's so funny that you asked that. A time was had. Have a Merry Christmas. I don't want to announce it yet, but we are trying very soon. Once we confirm, literally had the conversation today. When we confirm, I will let you guys know. Make sure your notifications are on. Make sure you're subscribed. But we're working on something. I don't want to announce yet, but we're working on something maybe very soon. Okay? It is also Christmas this week, y'all. But yeah. So stay tuned. Thank you so much for the super chat. I definitely appreciate it, Khadijah. Let me take this off. All right. We have a few people backstage that want to weigh in on Real Housewives of Potomac. I have dropped the call-in link on the community tab for members. Live chat, I dropped the community. I dropped the call-in link in the live chat. I will drop it again in a few. But we have quite a few people that backstage that want to share their thoughts on the latest episode of the Real Housewives of Potomac. Okay? All right. Let's get to our callers. Let me first put up... Excuse me. Let me put up our disclaimer. Do I have my disclaimer here? Oh, wait. Oh, here it is. Okay. All right. Let's put up the disclaimer. All right. And if you haven't already, keep liking the video. We have quite a few of you here. How many people we got here? We got like almost 900 of you watching on YouTube. And we have like another 200 of you, more than 200 of you watching on Twitter. Hey, Twitter. What's going on? Guys, don't forget to follow me on Blue Sky as well and Lemon8 on TikTok. Shout out to everyone watching on TikTok. Oh, I forgot. Sorry, TikTok. TikTok, we have like 150 something of you watching our quick after show for Real Housewives of Potomac. Oh, Koku says a child drowned in her care in regards to Jacqueline's sister. Ooh, Lord. What? Lexi says sister will be in jail for a few years. It's bad. What? Damn. Okay. Wow. See, I can't keep up with all the information. Did not know that. Lovey says that I think the nanny was Jacqueline. No, based on what people are saying, the nanny is Jacqueline's sister is in jail. But maybe Gordon knows about the sister, and that's part of the reason why, because it looked as if the kids were over at Jacqueline's house, maybe with Jacqueline's new nanny. And that might be part of the reason why Gordon went there. See how Mia doesn't give us the full story? And why we're questioning now, she's trying to make Gordon look like he just went and picked up his kids and took them 4 hours away somewhere. You see the plot thickens. All right, let's get to some callers. Okay, Tyler has been waiting patiently backstage. Tyler, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire.
Hey, how are you?
I have to say this. I am a Sagittarius, and I am so disappointed to find out that Mia is as well.
Oh, is she?
Yes. Yes, she is. And I am disappointed because we're known to be blunt, very straight to the point, never liars, but, maybe she has something else in her. But anyways, let me say this. I feel as though with the situation with Jazelle and Wendy, I feel like what Jazelle should have said, I got where Jazelle was coming from, but it landed wrong. What she should have said was, anything you do while we weren't friends, I don't have to process it. I automatically take it as shade because we weren't friends. She had to process the situation with Mia, like, hold up, wait a minute, because she speaks out of turn. I get it, but Jazelle, if y'all are working on y'all friendship, you should have at least worded it a little bit better.
Yeah.
When she was on, I noticed when Jazelle was on Watch What Happens Live, maybe, I don't know if production or Bravo said something to her about, like, you need to kind of clean up the conversation you and Wendy had, because she said on Watch What Happens Live, me and Wendy, we had a long conversation, which was, some of it was edited out, where we discussed, a lot of things, whatever like that. Why are you talking about that now? Because you should have been said that when the show first came on, when you did interviews. Don't do that now, Jazelle. Because, let's be real. Last but not least, Mia, I noticed she has a pattern. When she starts a lot of stuff, she tends to find something about Gordon to play victim afterwards. Yeah. I don't know if you all have noticed that, but she does that. When everyone is about to get on her ASS, what she tends to do is try to find some reason, like when everybody was on her about talking about Giselle's daughters and all that, she started crying, talking about her childhood. How convenient. And then all of a sudden, people weren't really fooling with her. And people weren't really fooling with her and Jacqueline. So now the kids are messing with Gordon. Girl, bye. You try to play victim so people can feel sorry for you so they won't get on your butt. But they're not falling for it anymore. But that's all.
Wow. Good take. Thank you, Tyler, for calling in. Happy holidays. All right. We have Elijah backstage. Elijah called in earlier today. What's going on, Elijah?
Hey, Kempire, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. I just wanted to say that, I didn't know that Mia had called Giselle's daughters, that word.
Yeah.
Sorry. I didn't know that she said that, and I was like, I feel like that brings it to a whole new low. And to me, I feel like, at first, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't sure whose side I was on because of the fact that the first episode, Giselle and Karen did come at her about her and her kids, and this was before the season started, really. So they can't really say Mia shared anything or didn't because, yeah, I was on social media, sure, but they came at her first. I would say, and while Mia was being shady about the whole DUI thing, but I think that Mia really crossed the line, and I think that Mia wanted to stunt and she wanted to do something big. She wants attention, and I feel like that's what she did. What she did to Giselle. I also think that I'm glad Wendy called out Giselle's hypocrisy, although they are friends in quotations. Although you can't see me because they're not real friends, but I think that, I'm glad she called that out because that is the truth. And I think Giselle was covering up for her hate towards Wendy last season by saying because they weren't friends. And I get it on one hand, but at the other hand, I feel like Giselle's vitriol for Mia got it. Like, I feel like it's shifting because at first it wasn't an issue. And then I feel like she took it to, obviously, Mia taking it to a whole nother place, Now she's upset about it. She says she's dead to her.
Yeah.
So I just feel like her reaction was different, and I think I'm not gonna lie, that to me, she's not gonna get away from the ism accusations because you're like cool with Mia, but then Wendy, you gave her smoke for just even looking the wrong way, and so yeah, that's to me. But Mia did cross the line at the end of the day, so I don't really like Giselle, at all. But Mia did cross the line completely and totally. So I want to see how she backpedals from this now, and she does bring up Gordon every single time someone clocks her about something, and sometimes I think she's lying. Sometimes I think she's using it as an excuse, and I think that that whole scene at the end, I would have believed it without her track history because when I seen it, the first thought that came to my mind is she's setting this up. So we'll see what happens though. But that's all my thoughts.
Thank you,
Happy
Elijah.
holidays.
You too. Take care. I mean, look, we seem to be on the same page when it comes to Mia be lying. Just saying. All right, let's continue, guys. If you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's easy and it's free. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, but also our podcast. Subscribe to the podcast today and help us get to 1,000 reviews on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. All right, Miss Beverly's backstage. We're going to bring her up next. Miss Beverly, what did you want to share in regards to last night's episode of Real Housewives of Potomac?
Hey, Kempire, how are you?
Oh, wow.
What I want to say, number one, is I can't even look at Karen the same anymore since those videos were revealed. Ugh. I just see a really nasty person now.
Yeah.
And among other things, but I'll skip that.
Oh.
And then I'm just going to go straight to that scene with Mia and Jacqueline.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, number one, why would you even get a new nanny when their dad is right there in the same building with you?
Yeah.
Number two, when Mia is known to put things on speaker when she's on the phone, we didn't hear her mama's voice.
Oh.
So we don't know whether someone was actually on that phone or not. And also, why is it that her kids are at Jacqueline's house with a nanny? If she's keeping Jacqueline kids, why not just watch all the kids, especially when Mia kids are her grands? That is just crazy to me. And that's all I wanted to call in and say. And Merry Christmas to everybody in the chat and you as well. And take care, okay?
You too, Miss Beverly. Take care.
All right, bye-bye.
All right. We're going to get to some more calls, guys, and then I'm going to wrap it up because it is 10:30 here in New York City. And as you know, if you've been following the channel or if you're new to the channel, be sure to let us know if you're new to the channel. We've been live multiple times today. All right. Grayson's backstage. We're going to bring Grayson up next. Grayson, what did you want to share in regards to Real Housewives of Potomac? Uh-oh, Grayson, we can't hear you. That's weird. Grayson, do me a favor and fall out and then come back in. Yeah, because I can't hear you. That's weird. Jari, we're going to bring you up next. Jari, what did you want to share in regards to Potomac?
Oh my God. Hi, Kempire. How are you?
Oh, well, how are you?
I'm good. This is Love from Australia. I love you so much.
Thank you so much. What part of Australia?
Sydney,
Oh.
the best state.
Oh.
The best city in the
Don't get them
world,
fighting in
period.
here.
Empire, I have to just talk about Mia. I'm
Okay.
a social worker, so I work as a mental health caseworker, social worker. Sorry, I'm out of breath. Every time she says Gordon is in mania, that's bullshit. Mania and manic behavior does not work like that. It's periodic, so it's 2 weeks, a month to 6 months. That's mania, and then they're depressed. Everything I have seen of Gordon since season 5, Gordon does not give me somebody that has bipolar 2. So I think they are misunderstanding his diagnosis, and Mia is using that as a way to control him, maybe in custody, but in the custody battle, that's what I truly believe. Gordon, even in the kitchen scene with the kids, talking about Mr. Ink, that's not manic behavior. He was very calm.
Yeah.
He was very articulate. He said everything he wanted to say, and I understood. The only person who I thought was manic was Mia, because she could not control her emotions. Gordon was very concise. I understood everything he wanted to say and what he meant.
Yeah.
And he is not talking a million miles a minute, and he wasn't speaking about 10 different topics at once. He was on topic. He answered the question, and he said, I don't want to film with Ink. I've told you. A manic person would be slapping Ink, throwing a fit, very scary. He would have looked like he's haven't slept for multiple days. His eyes would be red sharp. He would be very, very violent. And he would not sit still or stand still. He would be moving around up and down. That's what we say. That's manic behavior. I don't want to be around you because I am fearful of my life.
Wow.
Any person that's manic, that's when we call the ambulance. We take them to the hospital. We get them seen and hold for. In Australia, we do it for 72 hours. 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, and then they get medication reviewed, and we look at their blood levels to see what's elevated in them. That's manic behavior. When Mia doesn't I like what the other lady said, when she said, whenever she's being accused of something or being somebody saying, "Oh, you're like this is this," Gordon's in mania. That's what, and I hate that because that's not true. Every time I get so angry, I almost broke my TV multiple times. I'm like, that's not how our people behave.
No.
Stop saying that you're.
It's misinformation.
Anyway, yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to say. Thank you, Kempire. I found you this year when I gave birth to my daughter. Like, I knew you from watching Young Famous. I'm African, by the way. Young Famous in Africa. And I'm like, I know that floating head. That's Kempire, but I never watched you. I watched Richie, but I watched you this year because I had nothing to do. And I stopped watching him. I like, that's my guy, Kempire. Everyone knows, my mom knows, everybody knows you now.
Oh, thank you.
So I love you. Come to Sydney, please.
I mean, I've always wanted to come to Australia, so stay tuned.
I will show you everything.
Thank you. That note to self. You heard her say it. Okay, Jari. Thank you so much.
So please, when you say, he's not manic. Gordon is not manic. Gordon is actually behaving properly. Mia's the one that's in mania.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank
I love
you, Jari. Thank you. Take care. All right. Grayson, we're going to bring you up next. Hold on. Sorry, Grayson. Grayson, what did you want to share in regards to Real Housewives of Potomac? Uh-oh. We still can't hear you, Grayson. What is going on? And your mic is unmuted. That's weird. Try one more time, Grayson, to drop out and then come back in. Because that's weird. I don't know why it's not working. It's working for everybody else. All right. De Lachey is backstage. De Lachey, what did you want to share in regards to Real Housewives of Potomac? You're muted, De Lachey.
I know I am, boo. Hi, honey.
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing much. I just want to say it ain't so. Karen really is the geriatric drunk that stole Christmas.
Not stole Christmas. Come on.
I mean, she is, right? And as disappointed as I am, I still refuse to let my politics be whiplashed into submission like the night of her car crash with her hair, because that wig was flipped around like it was drinking right alongside her at the bar, okay? I think it's so important, and it behooves us to maintain a politic of liberation and move past repercussions of the judicial system. I do want to underscore that. And I want to say she should be forced to go to rehab, discuss and own up to each one of her issues like a South African politician, where she clearly wants to be as drunk as she gets. And then I think that serves as a beautiful example to people like Jazelle, where it's like, if you really are about something, stand in it and say what needs to be said. You know what I mean? Like, she should just be able to own her shit, regardless of if her and Wendy get along. Like, a politic is a politic is a politic. And I'm so tired of Bravo letting them get away with this foolishness, because not only does it stifle us as a community, this is no longer kitchen table talk, which is bad enough, right? But we see Wendy also being whiplashed into submission with what she's able to say, and even how she's able to mitigate the harm through her words and her actions. It's a chop. As you can tell, I'm queer, just like you, baby. Black queer. Shout out to us. And it's just a chop, and I'm over it. I'm tired. It's almost Christmas motherfucking Eve.
It was language.
I'm sorry. I got a little excited. It's almost Christmas Eve, and I'm just ready for us to be able to be great. I want Potomac to live back into that foundation of goodness that we saw with all of that fake elevated shade, because they were all light bright. All right. On that note, have a good night, everybody. I love you. Bye.
Bye, Taylor Shade. Wow. Okay. Wow. See, look, normally at the Kempire After Dark live experience coming to Washington, D.C. and New York City, you could cuss, you could say all this stuff, but that's not on this platform, okay? Okay. All right, let's try Grayson again. Grayson, are you there? Oh, damn, Grayson. I don't know why they're just trying to set you up and not be great. I don't know what's going on. I can't even help you. Like, you're unmuted. Let me see if I mute you and then unmute you. Grayson? Damn, Grayson. I bet you had something good to say, too. Damn. Sorry, Grayson. We tried. We definitely tried. I don't know why it's not working on your end. But maybe next time we will go live again at some point. I am going to try and go live tomorrow for our pop culture update. There's a few stories that I wanted to cover. I know it is Christmas Eve, but we won't stop, right? Don't stop, won't stop. There we go. Anyways. Happy holidays, guys. Thank you to all of you that sent in super chats, called in, sent cash out, VENMOs, things like that. Those of you that have liked the video already. If you haven't, be sure to like the video. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Eid, all the things. Shout out to our King's Guards for holding us down in the live chat. We appreciate their support. And of course, I will see you all in the next one. Have a good night. All right, y'all. Bye, y'all. Let's get out of here.
Thanks for tuning in to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Podcast. As always, don't forget to give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And for everything Kempire Radio, head on over to KempireRadio.com.